Just gonna wait a second, make sure this one actually pops up on the channel and the stream actually goes through and all of that. Oh, look, there it is. I want to listen to myself. Actually popped up on the channel and the stream actually goes. Hey, there it is. I can hear myself. So let's open the Communist Manifesto and start reading. Start reading it, I guess. I don't know. That's what I'm here for, I guess. All right. I'm gonna fish because I'm fishing. Oh my god. Okay. Written late 1847. First published February 1848. Source Marx Engels Selected Works Volume 1 Progress Publishers Moscow 1969 papers I don't even know 2Ps dot 898 through 137. I think it means papers. Alright, there's table of contents. I'm gonna skip all that. I'm gonna go. No, wait, I'm gonna go straight to the nothing because I have to read this. And I need to make sure I fish and make sure I get the thing. So we've got editorial introduction. The Manifesto of the Communist Party was written by Marx and Engels as the Communist League's programmee on the instruction of its Second Congress, London, November 29 through December 8th, in 1847, which signified a victory for the followers of a new... I need that fish thing because I need to fish and do the daily because I need to get the mount. Okay, wait, what? When Congress was still in preparation, Marx and Engels arrived at the conclusion that the final program document should be in the form of a party manifesto. The Chatism form usual for the secret societies of the time and retained in the draft of the Communist Confession of Faith and Principles of Communism was not suitable for a full and substantial exposition of the new revolutionary world outlook, for a comprehensive formality of the proletarian movement's aims and tasks. See also Demands of the Communist Party in Germany, issued by Marx soon after publication of the Manifesto, which addressed the immediate demands of the movement. Marx and Engels began working together on the Manifesto while they were still in London immediately after the Congress and continued until about December 13th, or when Marx returned to Brussels. They resumed their work 4 days later, December 17th, when Engels arrived there. After Engels departed for Paris at the end of December and up to his return on January 31st, Marx worked on the Manifesto alone. Hurried by the central authority of the Communist League, which provided him with certain documents, example, e.g., I don't know what e.g. means, addresses of the People's Chamber, Polly of the League of the Just of November 1846 and February 1947, and apparently documents of the First Congress of Communist League pertaining to the discussion of the program. Where am I? Party. I don't even know where I am. At the end of January, the manuscript was sent on to London to be printed in the German Works Education Society. Educational Society's print shop owned by a German immigrant, J.E. Burghardt, a member of the Communist League. The manuscript of the Manifesto has not survived. The only extant materials written in Marx's hand are a draft plan, section 3, showing his efforts to improve the structure of the manifesto, and a page of a rough copy. The manifesto came off the press at the end of February 1840. 1840. This is a lot of stuff that I know. Okay, I'm going to skip all that. Preface to the 1872 German edition. I'm going to check. I've only gotten one goddamn fish in that entire time of fishing right there. Give me a second. I need this. I need this. Okay. The Communist League, International Association of Workers, which would of course be only a secret one under conditions obtaining at the time, commissioned us undesigned at the Congress held in London in November 1847 to write for publication a detailed theoretical and practical programme for the party. Such was the origin of the following manifesto, the manuscript of which traveled to London to be printed a few weeks before the February French Revolution in 1848. First published in German, it has been republished in that language in at least 12 different editions in Germany, England, and America. It was published in English for the first time in 1850 in the Red Republic, London, translated by Miss Helen Macfarlane, and in 1871 in at least 3 different translations in America. It was published in English for the first. Okay. French version first appeared in Paris shortly after the June insurrection of 1848, and recently in Lee Socialist of New York. A new translation is in the course of preparation. A Polish version apparently appeared in London shortly after it was first published in Germany. A Russian translation was published in Geneva in the 60s, into Danish too. It was translated shortly after its appearance. However, much that state of things may have altered during the last 25 years. The general principles laid down in the manifesto are, on the whole, as correct today as ever. Here and there, some detail might be improved. The practical application of the principles will depend, as the manifesto itself states, everywhere and at all times on the historical conditions for the time being existing, and for that reason no special stress is laid on the revolutionary measures proposed at the end of section 2. Oh my god. That passage would in many respects be very differently worded today. In view of the gigantic strides of modern industry since 1848 and of the accompanying improved and extended organization of the working class, in view of the practical experience gained first in the February Revolution, and then still more in the Paris Commune, where the proletariat for the first time held political power for 2 whole months, this program has in some details been antiquated. One thing especially was proved by the Commune, viz. that the working class cannot simply lay hold for the ready-made state machinery and wield it for its own purpose. See the Civil War in France address of the General Council of the International Workingmen's Association, 1871, where his point is further developed. Further, it is self-evident that the criticism of socialist literature is deficient in relation to the present time because it comes down only to 1847. Also, that the remarks on the relation of the communists to the various opposing I don't know what that says, too lazy. Opposition parties, section 4. Although in principle still correct, yet in practice are antiquated because the political situation has been entirely changed and the progress of history has swept from off the earth the greater portion of the political parties there numbered. But then the manifesto became a historical document which we have no longer any right to alter. A subsequent edition may perhaps appear with an introduction bridging the gap from 1847 to the present day. But this reprint was too unexpected to leave us time for that. Karl Marx and Frederick Engels, June 24, 1872, London. Preference to the 1887 one second. What? Okay, ignore that. The first Russian edition of the Manifesto of the Communist Party, translated by Bakunin, was published early in the 60s by printing office of the Calico, a reference to the Free Russian Printing House. Then the West could see in it the Russian edition of the Manifesto, only a literacy curiosity. Such a view would be impossible today, with the limited field the proletarian movement occupied at the time, December 1847, is most clearly shown by the last section, the position of the communists in relation to the various opposition parties in various countries. Precisely Russia and the United States are missing here. It was the time when Russia constituted the last great reserve of all European reaction, when the United States absorbed its surplus forces of Europe through immigration. Both countries provided Europe with raw materials and were at the same time markets for the sale of its industrial products. Both were therefore, in one way of another, pillars of the existing European system. At the end of a paragraph, someone to finish this fishing thing. Oh boy, I only need one more. That's fantastic. Where am I? Okay, that's alright. How very different today. Precisely European immigration fitted North American for a gigantic agricultural production, whose competition is shaking the very foundations of European landed property, large and small. At the same time, it enables the United States to exploit its tremendous industrial resources with an energy and on the scale that must shortly break the industrial monopoly of Western Europe, and especially of England, existing up to now. Both circumstances react in a revolutionary manner upon America itself. Step by step, the small and middle land ownership of the farm is the basis of the whole political constitution, is succumbing to the competition of giant farms. At the same time, a mass industrial proletariat and a fabulous concentration of capital funds are developing for the first time in the industrial regions. And now, Russia, during the revolution of 1848 through 1849, not only the European princes, but the European bourgeois as well found their only salvation from the proletariat just beginning to awaken in Russia intervention. The Tsar was proclaimed the chief of European reaction. Oh, I'm done. Reaction. Yeah, that's reaction. That's how you spell it. Today, he is a prisoner of war of the revolution of Gatchina, and Russia forms the vanguard of revolution reaction in Europe. I'm going to turn these quests in. So, I don't know what this is about because I'm not even really paying attention to what I'm saying. I'm just kind of reading it because someone asked me to in a video. Thanks, person that I won't call out. Cough! I doubt they care. And I doubt I really care myself. But I'm just not going to. One second. What? Do we have what? Nat Pagel is completely different than Nat Pagel. How? Nat Pagel, the Angelers, okay. Okay. That's okay by me. That's how that works. Okay, I'm gonna sell all of this stuff because I do not want any of this stuff except the fish. I like fishing. You know, I really, during the summer, I'm probably gonna go fishing a lot. I don't know if I'm going to, I should bring my phone. I always bring my phone, but I should record it a lot or live stream fishing because that would be fun. You know, real fun. Someone, like a lot of people would totally not watch. Anyways, I'm gonna check the video, make sure. Okay, literally no one is watching. Fantastic. That is just fantastic beyond all beliefs, I guess. I don't know. Oh, Off the Ranch guy. There, they have a video. It's pretty cool, yes, you know. I like that. Oh, dude, this is gonna be so hard to level. I don't even know how to multitask this much. I'm just gonna sit here on a person and just sit here and dance. I have to get out of this dance. Okay. Watching a person dance. The Communist Manifesto had as its object the proclamation of the inevitable impending dissolution of modern bourgeois property. But in Russia, we find face to face with the rapidly flowing capitalist swindle and bourgeois property just beginning to develop. More than half the land owned in common by the peasants. Now the question is, can the Russian obshrine, I don't even know how you say that, though greatly undermined, yet a form of primeval common ownership of land passed directly to the higher form of communist common ownership. Common form of communist common ownership, question mark, or on the contrary, must it first pass through the same process of dissolution such as constitutes the historical evolution of the West? The only answer to that possible today is this. If the Russian Revolution becomes the signal for a proletarian revolution in the West, so that both complement each other, the present Russia common ownership of land may serve as the starting point for a communist development. And that's really all I want to read. Even though the video, here's this. That's what I'm reading it from. That's the entire link if you want to look at it. It's cool, I guess. Does it even bring it over? It does bring it over. Okay. I'm in here. Oh. Oh! I want to highlight that. So I only read so much of it without getting bored. I'm here. I don't even know what else there is. So there's like the very bottom, dude. Look at all those words. That's too many words. I don't want to read this many words because that's a lot of words. End notes. The first Russian translation of the Manifesto. I want to move this down like this. Okay, that won't work. I can't really. I'll just do it like this. So I can barely read it or anything like that, I guess. I don't know. Or I could just zoom it out and you can watch the person dance like that. Okay, the first Russian translation of the Manifesto Communist Party was made by blah. I just read that. Anyways, I'm done. This is really boring. Or they don't want to read. See ya. I can't see my mouse.